concerning images of the Durban and Coastal Mental Health Facility have emerged following an oversight visit by a member of the KwaZulu-Natal legislature. The facility appears to be in a shambolic state, with pictures depicting a leaking roof, broken toilets, neglected infrastructure, and uncut grass. Our reporter, Nkosikhona Duma, is tracking the story. He's there. He joins us now live from the hospital. Nkosikhona, please, well, very good morning to you. Please, can you detail the condition of the Durban Coastal Mental Health Facility for us?
Good morning, Buhle Matulini. So those images that we've seen show that the people who suffer mainly from mental health are living under concerning and indeed life-threatening, facility and conditions. And this is because of these images that we saw emerging following the visits to the facility by a member of the provincial legislature, Mabato Tembe, who's of course from the DA. To expand on the topic, I just want to bring her in to detail what she's seen inside the venue behind her. Ms. Tembe, just detail to us what is happening inside this particular facility.
So, a bit of a background. I did get an email from a resident, a sister of a resident that does live in the facility, so I decided to do a surprise visit of the facility. The one thing that was most concerning as you do drive in is that there is literally no maintenance. There is grass grown all over the facility. There's insects just to begin with. And then at the back they have a pool that is not cleaned. It's green, there's no coverage, and there's no fencing. So there's a lot of bush, which is also very ripe for people to hide and come and disturb the residents that are here from Durban and Coastal, which has happened before. There is instances that they've been held up, that there have been robbers that come into this place, so it's very concerning for their safety. But as you walk in, you can just see roofs have not been repaired, the lights not working in the passage, especially in the entrance where you normally will welcome people. There are living conditions that are very concerning and very dangerous, especially with the roofs collapsing. Another issue they had with the type of food that we're having, but I was told that was sorted out. And another issue that we're having is bed bugs. So one of the images is of the beds laying outside, and the reason for that, the carers were telling me, is that they were letting the sun beat down on the beds so that it would kill off the bed bugs. But I also saw that some of the residents were being eaten by the bed bugs. The beds are very old. The place is really not looking in pristine condition.
We understand that this particular facility is of course being run by an NPO board, but the KwaZulu-Natal Department of Social Development does give funding to the tune of about 13 million rand. At least that's the information we have. The Department of Health also contributes about 9 million rand, and those are the departments in KwaZulu-Natal. I guess from what the statement that you wrote following your visits is that you were also critiquing, or rather criticizing, the Department of Social Development about the state of the facility. Why?
Yes, I was, because the MEC of Social Development last year paid a surprise visit and saw the state that was in. Also made a promise that a task team would be appointed to deal with the issues that are going on and on around this facility. But as I saw, is that nothing has changed since then, and not even any interim measures were put in place to try and facilitate, well, at least until the team is appointed. I have placed questions to the MEC to ask, where is this specific appointed team that is meant to come and assist? And also there was an investigation into the board, and we want to know what were the outcomes of the investigation, what are the recommendations of the investigation, and the recommendations need to be put into place absolutely immediately.
Okay, you are touching in fact on the question that I wanted to ask. The way forward then for this particular facility, how do you make the conditions under which people who suffer from mental health better?
People who suffer from mental health are one of the most vulnerable in society, and I think we really need to take care of them. I think instead of reinventing the wheel, that the MEC must do as promised and make sure that the facility gets what it needs, and also make sure that the recommendations of the board, I think one of the recommendations was the dissolution of the board, and that needs to happen as soon as possible so that we can get people in that will get the finances in properly and implement what needs to be done for the community of Durban and Coastal.
Ms. Mabatsotembe, thank you so much for talking to us here on Newzroom Afrika. Well, Buhle, she's just mentioned as well a report that was conducted on the facility itself. I'll tell you that some of the details that Newzroom Afrika has accessed following that report is, of course, that the other issues that have emerged about this particular facility, issues of claims of nepotism, of poor management, of just allowing infrastructure to dilapidate, and I guess it is against that backdrop that there are calls now that the government must actually intervene and ensure that the facility is improved, of course, for the betterment of those who need it the most.
Nkosikhona Duma, thank you so much for that. We really do appreciate you taking time to get to that story this morning. Right?